Welcome to creating hosts, volume, and protection groups on the Pure Storage FlashArray. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and click on the Storage tab. Then we're going to go over to the Hosts section. And you'll notice right now I have one existing host, but here's how we add a second host. Go ahead and click that. Plus sign, we'll go ahead and type the name of the host. Now there are some special characters not allowed. Go ahead and hit create. Now you can see the host has shown up. We can also create multiples by using the create multiple button. So we'll give the prefix name, the number we want to start at, the count, and then how many digits we want. Now notice I have to include the pound sign, which is really the representation of where the number will be placed. So I'll go ahead and put it at the end and click create. Okay, so now I have several ESX hosts here. I'm going to go ahead and click on this one, go into it, go to the ellipses on host ports, and we'll configure worldwide names. Now if you're using iSCSI, you could do IQNs here as well. Now note, if they were plugged in and discoverable, they would show up in the list. Otherwise, you can manually add them in here. You'd click add and on to the next. Okay, going back to the host section, let's look at one I already created. You can see I have 4 host ports on this host. If I edit one of them, you'll see here is the worldwide name. Pretty standard. So that's what it would look like after you add the host ports. Back to the host tab. You can see we've got all of our ESXi hosts, but to make management easier, let's create a host group that contains them. So we'll click the ellipses or the plus sign to add. We'll give this host group a name and click create. Now let's go into the host group. You can see that we can add member hosts. So we'll click the ellipses, add, and we'll select all but the one I had originally. Now we have all of our member hosts in our host group. You can see we don't have any volumes yet, so let's go ahead and create a volume next. Click the plus sign. Give the volume a name. And then a size. And you can select on the right, terabytes, gigabytes, petabytes. We also have QoS options right off the volume creation form, which is optional. Let's go ahead and hit create. Now let's go into the volume we just created. And we can see we haven't connected it to a host. So to make it easy, let's connect it to the host group we just created. So we will click on the ellipses next to host groups, connect, and we'll select the newly added host group. Now we have the host group connected to the new volume we just created. We go back to the host tab and we open just one of the individual hosts and you'll see there's the volume. Now one thing worth noting is if this is ESX, we want to set the host personality. So we'll go into this section, select ESXi, and finish. We'll want to do this for every ESXi host individually. So now that we have set up our hosts in our host group, we can go to the Health tab and look at the connections. We can see that none of our hosts have been created because we didn't actually add any worldwide names. But the one that is connected, we can see that it is redundant and we have connectivity with the worldwide names of the host. If we look at the array ports, currently we're using 2 of the array ports connected at 8 gigabit fiber connections, connected to those hosts. All right, let's talk about protection groups. Click on the Protection tab, go to Protection Groups, and here's where we can add our protection group. Think of a protection group as a policy of sorts for snapshots. So let's go ahead and click the Create plus sign. We'll give this protection group a name. Click Create, and we'll go into that protection group. Now notice we have no members yet, so let's add some members. And we'll do it as a host group again to make it easy. And now let's set our snapshot schedule for this protection group. We'll enable the schedule, set how many snapshots we want to take at what time interval, how many snapshots we will retain on the array, and then additional retention for additional protection. And go ahead and click Save. Okay. Now we've set up our host, set up our volumes, our host groups, connected everything, and set up a snapshot policy. I hope that was informative. Thank you very much for watching.